and I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen. And I need to thank Jenna for this because she's the reason why I put this slideshow together. So for those of you that weren't on the call last week, we talked a little bit about sharing things even when we aren't necessarily doing them. For example, a lot of people missed the bandwagon with Bar Blend because Bar Blend didn't speak to them, or because they didn't have the money to buy the pack, the add-on for it, or they just opted not to because they were in the middle of another program or whatever reason, right? And it got me thinking. I sold a ton of Bar Blend packages, but I didn't purchase Bar Blend for myself, and I didn't do Bar Blend because it's not a program that I would think I would love. Now, when it's free to me and I have the ability to try it for longer, then I might give it a go again. But I wasn't going to pay for it, knowing pretty much going in that I wasn't going to like it. But I still shared about it and I still capitalized on it. And so tonight I'm going to tell you why. So if you're someone who struggles with sharing all that we have to offer, then this is a good time to take some notes. And honestly, it's not about being fake. It's not about pretending. It's about just knowing how to share as opposed to how to sell. So that's where I'm going to leave us. The title of this is How to Share Everything We Offer, Even If You Don't Personally Use It. So what all do we have to offer in order to even, I think we get so caught up in just Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand, and we forget about all the other things that we have in our toolbox. So I wanted to kind of go over that before I jumped into how to share these things. So what all do we have to offer? We have the total solution. And I am so excited that I decided to do this call tonight, because tomorrow's National Wake Up Call is with Amy Silverman, who's a freaking rock star, but also okay, go back out there now. But it's also what? Okay, you have to sign up for it. I'm sorry. She's also going to be sharing the total solution that we have and how she believes so much in the value that it has to offer. And for us, the total solution is what we call the challenge pack. Now, maybe in order for it to stop feeling icky, you need to stop calling it challenge pack and start calling it total solution, because that's exactly what it is. I linked the Beachbody Champions Facebook page into this slide because if you're not a member of this page, you need to be one. You need to click the link and join the group, and you need to make sure that you are listening to National Wake Up Calls. There's also a crap ton of other amazing resources in there. I was just scrolling through it today, and there's 2 videos that I've made note that I want to listen to tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. There's stuff in there from 3 or 4 years ago that's still really good. And then there's stuff in there from yesterday or last Wednesday, and there's things planned for this week. Brittany Leggett just hosted a live power hour last Friday, and I wasn't on it because I'm doing schooling at home, but I'm going to listen to it tomorrow and see like what she does during her power hour and then adjust my power hour accordingly. But anyway, back on track. So the total solution is the fitness, the nutrition, and the peer support. So right now, in the time that our country's in, we don't feel comfortable selling. I totally get it. However, I want you to hear something that I said to my life coach yesterday or the day before. I think it was Saturday. She messaged me and said, I've been meaning to ask you how business is going. Did anything ever come from that mom's community group? Because remember, I had shared with you that she had given me some tips there. I said, business is going great. Focusing on the group has been really big for me. I was expecting a slump with everything going on in the world and just this general icky feeling about selling right now, but I've actually been really consistent. She said, nice. There is no need to feel icky about selling. The world needs you more than ever. You provide a solution for health, happiness, stress relief, and people have time now. Isn't that one of the biggest excuses we get? Time and money. You've got such an opportunity. Keep offering it and feel good about it. That's what she wrote to me. Y'all, she's not a coach. She's not making any money off of telling me that. She just knows what we have to offer. And so she sent me that message. And I just responded to her saying, very true. And I needed to hear that because it is hard right now sometimes to talk about what we're doing. But it's also really, really, really important. And so tonight, a lot of my focus is going to be on sharing what we have and sharing the things that we have that we don't maybe necessarily use ourselves, but then also sharing it during this specific time in our lives, in our world. This is by far, the Total Solution is by far the best package, hands down. It's the most bang for your buck is normally how I wrap it up to people when I'm talking about it. I always encourage people when they're interested in Beachbody On Demand to spend just $60 more and get all these other things. Sometimes they're ready for it and sometimes they're not. It's totally fine. But I think that the Total Solution should be what you always lead with. Now, what I'm going to say is the Total Solution will help everyone reach goals and ramp up their results. If they do one thing, they're going to reach goals and they're going to get results. But if they do all of these things together, they're going to reach goals they didn't even know they had for themselves, and they're going to surpass their results that they would have gotten if they just did Beachbody On Demand or something like that. However, don't force it. If they're pretty adamant that money is tight right now, or if they're pretty adamant that they're not ready to go all in and make that commitment, do not force them to fit into this box. You can make it fit by creating a cart. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say creating a cart, ask in the team page because we have a video showing you exactly what I'm talking about. Right here, you're going to see all of the information to access the National Wake Up Call tomorrow. And again, I just want to encourage you, if you are not already a member of the Beachbody Champions page, join it. The link is right there. And I'll be sharing this in our team page as soon as this is over. Other consumables we offer. I forgot to put Daily Sunshine on here, so I will add that before I post this in the team page. We have Shakeology. We have the Beachbody Performance line, and I know a lot of us use Energize like it's going out of style. I use Hydrate like it's going out of style. I mix my Energize and Hydrate every morning, so I have 16 ounces with me in the morning while I'm doing my workout. Recover, a lot of us use. A lot of us do not use Recharge or creatine. However, it's really important to know that we have those things because you might be talking to someone who's not interested in Beachbody On Demand because they're bodybuilders and they go to the gym every day and they've, or they're CrossFitters, but creatine might really be something that they're interested in. So read up on it and know what the benefits are, and then see if that's something that you could talk to somebody about if they've already got their own regimen. Beach bars are huge for me and my family. I was making from scratch muffins every week for my son to eat in the morning for breakfast because they're his favorite. Now I can throw in a beach bar sometimes if I don't have time to make the muffins. My daughter loves beach bars. She'll have 1 or 2 a day sometimes. Collagen is huge. We have the 3-day refresh and we have the ultimate reset. Y'all, we have a lot of people who have no interest in exercising. And I know that we want to teach the whole solution. We want to teach them that moving our body for at least 30 minutes a day is really good for us and that we all should be doing it, not just for our physical health, but for our mental, emotional health. However, we have some that are just not there. Then we can talk about these things. We have Shakeology boosts. These don't have to go in Shakeology. So if you've got someone who loves Slim Fast for whatever reason or some other shake that they consume and they are not willing to try something new, then ask them, does your shake have probiotics in it? If not, digestive health might be a really good boost for you to be adding to it. Does your shake have this? If not, then why don't you add this? Lately, I've found myself throwing away a lot of fresh spinach. So I've been thinking about buying the Power Greens to start putting them in my shake instead of buying fresh spinach. It's also a really difficult time to find fresh stuff in the grocery store. So Power Greens may be the way I get some of my veggies in each day. We also have our new memberships to our nutrition programs. These are memberships to 2B Mindset, which again, exercise is extra credit, and then Ultimate Portion Fix. Those are memberships. So people are getting access to something every month that is going to benefit them and teach them how to approach food. Think about everything you've learned about food and your relationship with it since you started this journey. Share it. You don't have to do 2B Mindset in order to talk about 2B Mindset. You don't have to do the Ultimate Portion Fix. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it the refix. You don't keep having to use that program yourself in order to talk about the benefits of the portion controlled containers. We literally have made nutrition foolproof for people. Literally, it is foolproof. And when they're in our groups, we're also providing them with meal plans. I mean, there is like no way they can go wrong. However, I do not want you to fake it until you make it. This is not a time to pretend that you did Bar Blend or to pretend that you love boxing and this is your jam right now. It is not a time to be leading people to believe one thing. Be honest. I have an open conversation going with someone right now who's trying to decide between Bar Blend and 10 rounds. And I have been open and honest with her that Bar Blend is not my kind of jam. 10 rounds is. I'm an athlete. I love the athletic programs. I love the agility part of the workouts. I love all of it. Bar Blend, you have to be graceful and you have to dance and you don't have to, but I videotaped myself doing it and I was so thankful. I have never walked into a studio and tried to do that in front of other people because I look like a clown. That's putting it nicely. But I was honest with her about that. And she was like, well, and she's still going back and forth. And I've told her, other girls in my group absolutely love it. Other women in my group have had amazing results. She's telling me, I said, well, what's your main goal? She's just had her second child. Her daughter, who's a little bit older, she's like 7, I think, likes to exercise with her. And she wants to tone. I'm suggesting Bar Blend, even though that's not my favorite program. 10 rounds is, but 10 rounds isn't going to, I don't think it's going to be right for her right now. Share what you love and share why you love it. So don't feel like you have to go on your Instagram stories or on your Facebook and start saying you love Bar Blend just because that's the new program we're launching. No, I know that some of you have voiced to me that you don't like programs like 10 rounds. Then don't do that. Don't go out there and try to sell it because people are going to see right through you. Your people follow you because you are you. They don't follow you because you like everything. They don't follow you because you're trying to be the jack of all trades. They follow you because they connect with you. The minute you try to be something or do something or sell something that is not you, they are going to read you like a book and you're going to lose them. Do not pretend to be someone you're not. However, I think it's really important that you try the things you don't like. So I knew that I was not going to pay the $40 or whatever it was for the Bar Blend program. However, I did my research. I listened to the National Wake Up Call on Bar Blend. I did the sample workout. I think even if you are not interested in the program, it is important to try it. Be willing to laugh at yourself. Talk about it. Stop taking still frame pictures. Stop taking still frame snippets and be open. Talk about what you like and what you don't like and why you like it. Talk more, still shot less is what I'm trying to say. When people hear you talk about it, when I got on there and talked about what a goofball I felt like moving my hips, I had so many people say to me, me too, girl. There is no way I could do that program. We connected on that level. So then we started talking about what program they would like to do. Or I had someone else reach out and say, everybody feels that way when they're doing it. Just keep doing it. So be willing and to try something that maybe you won't like And then also think about all the other aspects of it. So maybe I don't love Bar Blend. Big deal, right? What I did love about Bar Blend were the affirmation cards. So I actually went onto our website and purchased myself the affirmation cards. They were $15 with our coach discount. Much more valuable to me than any set of affirmation cards I can find on Amazon right now. And I used those affirmation cards even this morning, even yesterday morning when I was doing 10 rounds, because just because they came with the Bar Blend workout doesn't mean that that's the only time I am allowed to use them. Y'all, I even sold a pack of affirmation cards. The person was not interested in a workout. They were not interested in anything. They saw me sharing the affirmation cards on my Instagram stories and they asked me where I got them, so I sent them the link to our shop. I mean, think outside the box here. Be silly. Be you. Be you. You can definitely share things that you haven't purchased for yourself in your own way. All right, let me see here. Okay, so this, I said 2 birds, 1 stone. So if you're following the calendars that I'm making, then you know that we should be sharing consistently, right? I'm going to, hey Ricky, will you grab my laptop charger out of the dining room? Laptop. Thank you. Sorry. I'm afraid I might die in the middle of this call. I might not. My laptop might. So if you're following our calendar, then you know there are certain things, or a business activity tracker even, then you know there's certain things we should be doing on a consistent basis in order to have a good, stable business. So why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone? So you didn't do Bar Blend. Does that mean you can't share results? Absolutely not. This is the perfect time for you to be publicly shouting out your teammates and your challengers, because you should be doing that anyway. Thank you. And sharing their results and talking about what they did and talking about the program that you didn't do at the same time. You should be shouting them out and giving them credit for that anyway. So why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Shout them out, and shout them out in regards to something that you don't have a personal result from, or you don't have a personal connection to. Reach out to the person and ask them, what was your favorite thing about this program? Share that. In your Instagram stories, you should be polling people and asking them questions at least once a day. A great question would be, who wants to see a really funny thing? I'll show you a video of me doing this new program. I could have done that easily with Bar Blend, because I was doing it in my bedroom, and yeah, it was funny to watch. Anyone else horrible at dancing? And when you start to have people replying, that starts conversations. You could be talking to them about size. You could be talking to them about Bar Blend. You could be talking to them about, maybe they're horrible at dancing too and they hate it, so you talk to them about 10 rounds instead. Like, it could easily flow into something else. Let people in. Let them see your strengths, but also let them see your weaknesses. Just because you're a coach doesn't mean you have to love every single program in our arsenal. There are programs that we have on Beachbody On Demand that I will probably never even consider doing, ever. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that I'm not a good coach or I'm not fit to be a coach. And it doesn't mean that the program's no good. It just means it doesn't fit me. And that's perfectly fine. Be vulnerable. Let them see those weaknesses. Share funny stories. So that one time when I first started 21 Day Fix Extreme, I would get so tangled up in those darn bands. They were bands, not loops, the ones with the handles on them. I would get so tangled up in those things every time it was Pilates day. And I would end up looking like a moron in my workout videos. Whatever, share it. People love to laugh at you. And if you can laugh at yourself, that's a gift, okay? Capitalize on it. Share it. Don't talk about the product. Share it. You are not, when we talk about things that we're not doing or that we haven't purchased or that we're not using, the reason why it feels uncomfortable is because you're trying to figure out a way to sell it. No, What you need to be doing is thinking about a way to plant a seed in someone's head if it might be something they connect with. It doesn't mean that you have to pretend that it's your jam or that you use it on a daily basis or ever, actually. You just have to open the window of opportunity to them. So, for example, if you have never used a boost, but someone in our group does, you could easily just mention that in an Instagram story. Like, this girl put this extra thing in her shake the other day, and all of a sudden she was like cleaning her kitchen and vacuuming her living room, and she had put a puzzle together, and it was like quarantine palooza in her house. And I'm like, maybe I need to get on this bandwagon. I guarantee you at least one person's going to ask what they put in that shake. I guarantee you someone's going to want to know what you did or what she did. You're not selling anything there. You're not holding up a product. You haven't even used the product. You're not talking about the benefits or the whatever. You're just nonchalantly mentioning that this person had these results and you're sharing it. So what I did over here on the left-hand side is I gave you some journal prompts. This is simply a list found on Pinterest of things that you could talk about that would help you to be a little more vulnerable, to help you to share more as opposed to sell, to let people in, to stop selling, to start just talking. More talk, less still shot, okay? Now, here's some tough love. Stop making excuses. Who said you can't share something because it's not your favorite thing? When people say to me, what nail salon do you go to? Do you know what I say to them? I went to that one over there one time and they did a horrible job. My nails were peeling off within like 8 days and I will never go there again. I just shared something they didn't even want information about. And then I'm telling them which one I go to and which one I love. And then I can even share which salonist, I don't even know what you call them, nail lady, I love the most. And then I can even go into more and say, I like a gel manicure, but I don't like gel on my toes because when they do the thing on my toes, it like vibrates my bones in my legs and I hate the feeling. Like I could just share forever. I'm sharing things that I love and sharing things that I hate about the whole process. I'm sharing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you can share more than just the things you love. There, like a lot of times I'll share something that I didn't love so that other people don't make the same mistake. So I'm giving you a couple of examples here. I've had people say to me, well, I can't really talk about the free Beachbody Kids workouts or the free recess that we're providing because my kids aren't old enough for that yet. Or because I don't have kids. Or because my kids are too grown and they're out of the house, so they're not doing this. Why? Why do you have to have kids to share about this? Look at the world around you right now. Do you think people don't need this? People don't care if you have kids or not. People don't care if you're even showing up to the virtual recess every day. They're looking for resources because all of a sudden, kids are home with parents all day long. They're looking for something for their kids to do that doesn't necessarily have them sitting on a couch with a tablet in their face all day long. You saying you can't share that because you don't have children or because at 11 a.m. every single day, you need to be doing your job, you can't be in that recess with us, that's an excuse. If you saying you can't share 10 rounds because you don't like boxing, that's an excuse. If you're saying you can't share bar blend because you're not good at it, it's an excuse. There is no reason why you cannot share these things, regardless of whether or not you are the cookie cutter mold that you have in your mind that fits each of these things. The reason why I sold so many bar blend packages is because number one, I believe in the value of affirmations every day. And bar blend came with affirmation cards. That completely sold me on that package. Number two, for the exact same price of a Beachbody On Demand challenge pack or total body solution, if that's what you want to start calling it, you could get Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, or you could get Beachbody On Demand, Shakeology, affirmation cards, and VIP access to our newest Barre Blend studio. The same price. Did I have to be doing Barre Blend in order to hook my people up with the better option for them? No, I had to just be looking out for my people and giving them the value I felt that they deserved. So stop making excuses. 10 rounds may not be your jam, but a 30 to 40-minute workout 5 days a week, making your own schedule for the days that fit best for you, might be exactly what some of your people need right now, even if it's not your favorite program. The results that I'm seeing with this program are amazing. I have not had results like this from a workout program in a long time. Maybe your people need those same results. Maybe they hit a plateau and it's time for them to start something new. Maybe your people are stressed out right now. Maybe they need to punch air for 30 to 40 minutes every day to feel better about their current situation. Think about that. Those are talking points. If you would stop feeling like you have to share a still frame and talk about the fact that this is a stress relief, or that this is an answer to the questions that some of these parents who maybe hated school and now all of a sudden they find themselves having to do school with their own children every day are looking for. Just get a little bit past yourself, get a little bit past your excuses and your comfort zone and your what you want to do, and think about what other people need right now. I think if you change your mindset and start thinking about what people need as opposed to what you feel comfortable talking about, you're going to realize that you have a lot more to share. If you want to talk to someone about the benefits of Daily Sunshine and you don't have children, or you have never bought Daily Sunshine for your kids, then ask in the team page, you guys. Our team page is so quiet lately. Use it. It is your biggest resource. And then Beachbody Champions, and then your back office. And there are so many people in our team page who can answer your questions, but you're just too afraid to ask them. So instead, you don't ask, you don't look for the answers, and you just don't share. And then you're trying to figure out why it's been 6 months with no Success Club. Or you're trying to figure out why your income's going down instead of up. Or you're trying to figure out why you don't have the feel goods. You don't have the butterflies about the business anymore. You have to, it's like a marriage. Like, you have to put in what you want to get out. You can't just expect us to show up for you. You have to show up too. It takes everybody. So the biggest thing I want you to take away from this tonight is to stop thinking about yourself so much. I love you, and you definitely need to do you, but you also need to think about what everyone else needs. And sometimes they need to hear what you don't necessarily like to share or that you enjoy. So figure out a way to share it. I'm going to stop because it's 9:30, and I'm going to share our April marketing calendar tomorrow, because we kind of agreed we didn't feel it necessary to have a team call all about the marketing calendar since we're still feeling a little wonky about selling. However, we have some major things coming up, like our 10 rounds sale that launches on April 6th and our 10 rounds challenge group that's launching. So I'm getting that all ready, and some of you I'm reaching out to you asking you for help because you volunteered in the team page. But I'm not going to go into that tonight because this call took the whole 30 minutes and I'm going to be cognizant of your time. I do want to challenge every single person who's on this call to reach out to one person who you would like to see on the call with us next week. Reach out to them and say to them, hey, I missed you on the team call. I would love to see you on the next one. Would you like me to text you and remind you on Sunday? Because I think we have a lot of people that want this, but we have a lot of people who are caught up in patterns that they've created for themselves, or excuses that they've created for themselves, or just bad habits. Just like with our eating. I found myself just 4 weeks ago eating popcorn simply because I was watching a movie. Not hungry, but it was movie night, so I was eating a whole bag of popcorn. Snack size, but still. I found myself drinking 2 cups of coffee every morning because it's morning and I like coffee, so I'm gonna have 2 cups. Now, after doing the ultimate reset, I'm eating when I feel hungry. What a mind-blowing concept, right? Some of us have developed these habits on Sundays, like Sunday night's my night to do this, this, and this because we have work the next day. Well, guess what? We don't now. Sunday night is 9 o'clock's too late for me because I have to get up early in the morning. Well, guess what? I guarantee most of you are not waking up as early as you were 4 weeks ago on Monday morning. Some of us are not joining the team page because we don't feel connected to it anymore. We're not on the team call because we no longer feel connected because we've been so disconnected, making the excuses or creating the bad habits and then maintaining the bad habits. Get over yourself. We miss you. We love you and we want you here, regardless of how long you've been gone, okay? We want you here. So your challenge is to reach out to someone, tell them you miss them, tell them you'd like to see them on the call, and ask them to give you permission to text them 5 minutes before the call or 10 minutes before the call on Sunday. Let's get people on the call. I hope you're doing the same thing with your challengers. I hope you say to them, may I have permission to push you a little bit right now? Because I don't see you showing up in my group. Y'all, I don't see you showing up in the team page. I don't see you clicking your power hours. If I saw one of my challengers was consistently not clicking on our daily workout poll, I would text them and ask them why. I would ask them if they need me to text them in the morning to make sure they're getting their butt out of bed and pushing play. I would text them and say, why don't you message me after you finish your workout every day? We need to do the same thing for the people we know and love who want to make something of this business. So let's, everybody, level up right now. And let's not just make the most of this situation. Let's take this situation and blow it out of the water. Let's look at this with a completely different mindset. Yeah, it's hard right now. It's unknown. It's scary. I'm doing things at home that I never thought I would have to do with my children, with my students in general. But instead of me focusing on how hard it is or how scary it is, or how it ticks me off that I have to set an alarm for 4 o'clock in the morning just to order my groceries, or I can't order them because there's no slots left. Instead, I'm gonna say, thank God that I have all this time, that every night after dinner, I can go for a 2-mile walk with my kids as a family. Thank God that I have all this time to do things with my kids, like set a tent in my backyard and camp with them in my backyard that I probably wouldn't have done if not for quarantine 2020. Let's look at this in that aspect. What can we do during this time in our business so that when this is all over, we can say, I didn't just survive, I thrived. I didn't just deal with the situation. I took that situation and I elevated it. I elevated my life because of the opportunity, the time, the home time, the lack of busy schedules, the lack of all these meetings and practices and all this stuff that normally consumes our daily lives. That's all been removed. So no more excuses. I love you. I mean it. And I can't wait to see more of you on next week's call.